This is Luis Chacham, Luis from Brazil. We're going to do a little video with some Torah, some stories, and try to do some inspiration. We always try to bring down the Torah, do something,
Lights forward.
bring light to the world, and
True.
make sure that we're staying focused on the right thing. The right thing. Bezrat Hashem.
Fala
Luis, say
galera,
hello.
boa tarde, estamos aqui em Boca Raton, Flórida, fazendo um videozinho para conversar um pouco sobre a Torá, antes do Shabá chegando 5:30, 6, around 6 da tarde, sol se pondo, começando o Shabá, e a gente conversando um pouco, tomando um café, um refrigerante, fumando cigarro e conversando sobre Torá. There you go.
Yeah, let's go. So I wanted to start with a little bit from last week, from the Parsha Vayechi. At the end of the Torah, Jacob was about to pass away, go back to heaven, and he called all his children together to give them a blessing. And the Torah tells us that he was going to tell them about the end of time, about Mashiach. He wanted to tell them with his Holy Spirit. We know that Jacob was a tzaddik, a righteous person, and he had the Holy Spirit, and he knew when Mashiach would come. He knew when is the end of times, as we call it.
God show him.
God shows him, and he could feel and sense at the end of his days, he wanted to give this over to his children, and he was about to tell them. He called them together, and right about when he was about to tell them, God took away his spirit, and he forgot what he was going to say. He forgot the end of time. There are many interpretations, but essentially he didn't tell them, and he couldn't tell them, so instead he blessed them. He gave them the blessing. Each one of his children, the 12 tribes, he gave them a special blessing for when they would go into the land of Israel. And each one of them would get a portion of Israel. He blessed them with abundance, that each one should be successful in their own way.
Which one should do, and how they will be, if they will be strong, if they will be courage, if they will be like a hunter, if they will be like a bring peace, like these things he start to prepare the tribes, right? The character.
Yeah.
From
each one had their own character. Like Judah was a lion. God said, "You are like a lion." Doesn't mean he's a lion. It means that he had the strength. He was very strong, and
he's a leader.
He's a leader. And God told him, "You will be strong, and you will protect the Jews, and you will be kings. The kings will come from your family." And we know that King David, and the dynasty of King David, all the family came from Judah.
And we know what the King David and the most of the kings did for Israel. They protect, they fight,
King Solomon.
Yes, they conquist, they get the lands, they
conquered,
right?
And they built built the temple, the first temple.
They took important decisions. Yes. They made, like things that we have today from heritage comes from the kings, like what the King Solomon and they did. Well,
Daniel, Joshua, and all the kings and the prophets.
And this came from the blessed that Jacob gave for the tribes. So we are under this blessed until today, until this
till today.
And then we do some blesses on our kids, the same blessed.
We bless, right? We bless our kids every week before Shabbat. The father blesses his kids with the same blessing that Jacob blessed his kids with. Exactly the same blessing, and it's in the Torah. It's written the blessing that he blessed his children, and we use the same term and the same blessing to bless our children every week, and it's been like that for 3,000 years. Every father, I do, we do, they bless their children. We actually put our hands on the
Dile
children.
Adonai Shemeh
Yes, we say
Adonai
Yevarech.
Panavalecha
Right,
Vichameik Sadna Panavalecha.
right,
Oh,
blessing with the blessing that He blessed. Hashem should bless you with peace and should have prosperity and
yeah,
tranquil. Hashem should protect you and keep you healthy and so on. And these were really the blessings that, like you said, that came from Jacob, and they're going till today. And if we think about the history of the Jewish people, we are the only nation in the world, the history, 3,000 years more,
have
that
the
have
same
this
customers,
same customs,
traditions.
same tradition, same history, and it all comes back from this time of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, how they
Yes.
blessed their children and what they went on to do in the land of Israel. And essentially, he blessed them and said to them that you are going to. This was, by the way, this blessing was when they were still in Egypt.
Yes,
They were still in
yes,
Egypt.
yes,
They were
yes,
slaves.
yes. This,
They
yes,
were right before they were going to be slaves.
before, yes.
And-
But he says, you guys will be slaves.
Yes, right. He told them you're going to be slaves in
Yes,
Egypt too.
yes,
And
yes.
they're like, what?
Most of the prophecies that we have, that we can look at today, what happened with the wars, with the fights, with these things, came from that time. We saw the blessings and what were Jacob and Isaac, what they spoke, and we can see now happen these things that they spoke like 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Who spoke to him? Who talked to him? God shows the future.
Yes. And so when he blessed them at that time, right before he passes away, he blessed them and said, "You are gonna get the blessing that my father, it was his father Isaac, received from his father from Abraham, who
Isaac
received
did.
the blessing from God. That your children, the Jewish people, will go into the land of Israel. They will inherit the land." And he says it in the Torah. Actually, what happened after they left Egypt, they were there for 210 years. Instead of 400, they actually was cut down, reduced to 210 because of the blessing that Abraham got. He
Mhm.
was able to change it,
the-
to change the time from should have been 400 was end up being less because he had that blessing from God.
This is a little deeper. It's
Yes,
like
that's for another time.
understand, yeah,
But essentially, so they ended up after their 210 years being slaves in Egypt, they go to Israel and they entered the land, they conquered the land, and they settled the land. And each one of the 12 tribes, the 12 children of Jacob, got one part of the land. And today we know part of the land is called Judah and Samaria, right? Those times it was called Yehudah, Shomron, and his children and the tribes lived. And each one of them got different parts of the land. Um, some of them got Hebron and Shechem. Some of them got till today.
Yossi, tell me one interesting thing about the land, about uh, the charters, the
Character.
character that uh, every tribe had. We can see on Israel when we goes, because when Jacob, when he's Isaac, when he's blessed,
Isaac. Yeah.
Isaac, when he's blessed, he he spoke about the plants, he spoke about some things, and then
About the trees,
the
that
trees, yes,
plants will grow in abundance.
what will be in each place, so
Right.
olivers,
Some
tamars,
olives, right? Some
so
some parts of the land are blessed with olive trees, pomegranates, and if you go there today, I went there recently, and you just drive for miles and miles and miles. All you see is olive trees.
and you can see where every tribe lived before,
Yeah.
because the land has that thing,
Character.
that character that
Right.
shows, wow, here, look what the Torah says, what it says, so here should be Yehuda lives here,
Yes.
here should be, so you can
So Yehuda was blessed with grapes, that his land will be
A lot of
very fertile with
grapes,
a lot of grapes and vineyards.
wine,
And
good
you drive
wines.
today in Judah and in the Shomra, in different places, in Hermon, and you just see just for miles, miles and miles. It's just vineyards and grapes, and they make so much great wine now coming from Israel. It's
Grape
amazing. They have
juice.
hundreds of
Yeah.
wines, great wines, dry wines, and so on. And you can tell, you taste it, and you can taste the difference. It's and when you see it, it's you see like, wow, this is the blessing of Hashem has actually
We can
come
see,
true. You
right?
can see it. You
And
can see
then
it in the land.
it's nice how when we look at the Torah, how the past and the future is the same line. It's like the same way. It's like you get away for go to somewhere, but your future is there and your past is there. What we when we start to study Torah, when Hashem he made the word, we listen a lot about the word, how the word is important, how God make the word about
World.
the word
Yeah.
word about the words. He just speak water and the water came and these things. So how powerful has the words, and then
Right.
we can see 3,000 years later, this history that we are talking, we have the same words that we are talking, the same word 3,000 years.
Yeah.
And I ask you, just for we think about the Brazil has 500 years. Maybe the language that we talk has 400 years. And then today is totally, it's not totally, but it's different from the beginning.
Right.
400 years we are talking about.
Right.
But
The
and
language changed.
change, right?
Right.
So we don't talk the same
Right.
400 years ago. And then we are talking about the Torah 3,000 years ago. We are talking the same words, the same blessed we are doing
Same
now,
language.
the same language. So
The
imagine
Hebrew,
the
Hebrew
powerful
language.
that those words have. It's continuous during the years. You know,
Yeah.
that doesn't go out, doesn't go away. It continues there. It's here. It's true. It's alive. It's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive. The word is alive.
That's what it means. The Torah is alive.
It's
To say the Torah is alive, you can see it in the Torah. Like we're talking about the blessings now. This is just one part, and you can see it alive today in Israel. If you go there, you have to go there. We're going to go there.
First,
Hashem. We're going to go there. Please God, we're going to visit, and Lewis is going to see it. You have to see, and then you see how the Torah is alive, because everything it said in the Torah is happening in Israel. Every single part of the land is blessed with those things that God blessed them with, and Jacob and Isaac blessed their children with. All those parts of the land are blessed, and you see it all over the land. And today you have like in the time of King Solomon, when Solomon built the temple, you had people from all different countries and all different nationalities coming there to look and to live there and to experience this blessing. And today, again, 3,000 years later, or 2,000 years later now, after the temple, you have again this resurgence, like it's like a new energy, people coming back, and people from all nationalities, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Chinese, people from all over.
Japanese,
Japanese
yes,
are
a
coming,
lot, yeah.
and they're settling and they're living and they're visiting. They want to see and feel this blessing because it's alive. This is
Yes.
that's
The
something.
Holy Land.
That's what means it's holy.
It's
from the Torah.
it's the more holy place on the world. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a place that everybody on the world are looking
Right.
for see
How do you
the
know?
things happen.
How do you know? It's just like, how do you know it's the most holy place, the most important place? Because everybody's fighting over it. Because if it wasn't anything
Everybody
special,
wanna
it would
get
just be
that
another,
place. Yes, it's
another
a regular
land
place.
site.
Ah,
Just another
it has
place.
oil. Okay,
Okay.
a lot of places has
Right.
oil.
Saudi
So
Arabia has oil. Well, who
yes,
cares?
it's not about the oil.
Nobody's fighting over it.
It's not about the land. It's rich land because it's not.
Right. There's plenty of
It's
rich land.
now. It's good land now because we are there. Because before it's like
It
a
was
desert.
yeah.
Nobody can do nothing.
Right. 100 years ago, even less. About 100 years ago, there was like everything was a desert. When Mark Twain, they said when Mark Twain went to Israel, and many historians they looked at it and they said, "What has happened? This place
It's
is
just
like
rocks and sand.
it's like a waste. It's cursed.
Nothing will grow here.
Right. And then,
But God made this promise.
Right.
He said this.
Right.
Nothing will grow here until you guys come back.
right.
God made this promise.
You should tell a little bit in Portuguese about the blessing that you got from the trees that you planted, and you saw the blessing of God. And then I'll explain how this is exactly what happened in Israel.
Desde do ano passado que a gente grava esses vídeos e no ano passado a gente também conversou sobre essa mesma paraxá, sobre essa mesma passagem, que foi numa fase, numa época que a gente estava, eu, meu pai, a gente plantando cacau na fazenda, e a gente teve muita bênção em cima dessa plantação que a gente fez, porque a gente teve muita chuva fora de época, a gente teve muita ajuda de pessoas inesperadas, e a gente teve a terra sendo muito frutífera, muito rica. E a gente teve isso muito como a terra de Israel, como as promessas da terra de Israel, quando os espias eles foram ver a terra de Israel, dois deles voltaram com boas notícias e os outros com más notícias, né? Os que vieram com boas notícias viram muitas frutas grandes e pessoas grandes e tudo com muita fartura. E sempre por esse olhar que a gente busca ver as coisas, e Deus abençoou bastante a gente com bastante fartura de fruta. As nossas plantas têm frutificado bastante e fora do tempo, né? Está em fase de crescimento ainda e já está frutificando bastante. Então a gente vem embaixo dessa bênção de Deus de colocar a planta dos seus pés e a terra vai prosperar, de ser a terra prometida, de estar embaixo da promessa de Deus, e tudo que você planta prospera, né? Tudo que você faz prospera.
So this is from the blessing of God. I mean, you can plant things like God said for thousands of years, nothing will grow in Israel, and for the past 2,000 years, nothing has grown. And the reason He did that is because the land was taken and captured by the Romans and by many other nations,
And they throw away the Jews.
And they ruined everything, and nothing grew for years, thousands of years. And God did that specially, so that nothing will grow, but they will keep the land, and they will protect the land.
You keep the land safe.
Keep the land safe and protect it safe.
When you guys come back,
until the Jewish people will come back, when God allows them to come back, and He says, "When I'll let you come back, I will give the land the blessing again, and everything will start to grow." And all of a sudden, when the Jewish people returned about 70 years ago, the 1930s, 30s, 40s, things started to grow, and then like miracles happened, and things that started.
And the Torah starts to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
The Torah starts to talk.
Right. The Torah with the blessing comes out alive.
We start to listen the Torah talk because
which is connected, because we started to learn the Torah again. For 2,000 years,
we
never studied.
Really like that, like now. Yes.
They didn't have the books. They didn't have the information. Nobody had these written books. It was very hard to get the information and to get
now we are free for do the or stood for do the
study, right?
or the things that we need very free. We can we don't need to be hide.
Right.
So we can.
So now we're studying the Torah, and the Torah is coming alive again.
Yes.
And they say that there's never been a time in the history where so much Torah has been studied. being studied than now, than today. In this day, you would think that in the time of Moshe and the Jewish people in the desert, they studied more Torah, but actually today there's more Torah being studied than ever before, because there are a lot more people, and a lot more information. Technology is easier. So, but this is the blessing, and please God, we're going to go very soon. We're going to go to Israel to visit, and please God to live. To live, we're going to go live in Israel.
Make a video from there.
Yes, we'll make our video in Israel. There's Hashem, and we will be able to see and feel that blessing, because it's like no blessing. It's not like any other place. You have to see it with your own eyes to really
Need to feel.
feel it. It's pretty amazing. So Lewis is from Brazil. Tell us something about your country and how you came to Torah, and how you feel connected to Israel.
Eu depois que comecei a conhecer os costumes e me relacionar mais com os judeus, eu vi que a gente vem dessa raiz. A gente, fazendo uma comparação boba, no Brasil nós somos os galhos de uma árvore, e a gente tem um caule e a gente tem a raiz, que é o povo judeu. E os costumes da gente lá no Brasil de dar benção, pedir a benção ao pai, à mãe, né, às pessoas da família, de sentar todo mundo na mesa para comer, para fazer refeição, outros comportamentos, né, outras coisas nossas assim, vem muito dessa tradição judaica. E que eu acho que coisas que a gente só perdeu, né, vai deixando de fazer porque a gente não protege tanto a nossa tradição quanto os judeus protegem. E isso é um retorno, né? Eu acho que todo mundo, a sociedade da gente está passando por uma fase onde todo mundo está querendo voltar para as raízes e procurar as religiões, as culturas, as coisas mais, não quero dizer retrógrada, mas mais conservadores. I'm talking about on the world, and then on Brazil specifically, I saw some news when they spoke about the religions, about the peoples that are in religions, in Catholics and in Christians, and they wanna find the old traditions. The peoples that are going to the church, the Catholics, they wanna listen his things on Latin, because it's more old.
Language.
It's
The original.
power. Yes, it's power. It's old. It's more traditional. It's more conservative.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. The society that we are living are take us away from our culture and our traditions, our roots, and then almost always religions, they want to find these roots. They want to come back. They want to say, hey, I don't want to listen this thing. I want to listen this kind of thing. I don't want to go to the church or whatever and listen about the money, how rich I could be, how rich God will give me. But I wanna listen about how the world was made, how power has the name of the God, and things about this, the real things that are really important, not like just words. So that's where I am compared, because the Jewish guys, they have this traditional protected, and we lose it. We open the fence,
Yeah.
and our kids, our lives go away from the traditionals, but we have some things that we can see came from there. So that's what I did. I spoke and I made the relationship with the Jewish, the religions and the
Tradition.
costumes, the traditions.
Nice. Nice. The other thing I wanted to mention is when Abraham and Israel
They
in
came
Canaan,
to Egypt.
and they went down to Egypt. It says from them all the Jewish people ended up going down to Egypt, and the Torah names all the Jewish people, starting with the 12 tribes. He named all the children and their grandchildren, and in detail, the Torah goes through all the names.
Son of the son of the son of the son of the son.
Yes, and it tells us all the names. And this was the son of Jacob, and the son of Joseph, and the son of Judah, and he had a family, and it names all of his children, and they had children, and it names all their children. And we ask ourselves, why does the Torah tell us so much about the names, and it has to list all the names? If you think about it, I don't know. We don't know like these people anymore. Like we don't know the children or the grandchildren, the great grandchildren of Jacob or Judah or Joseph. What was so important for the Torah to list all the names and be so specific about the names? Even Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you notice in the Torah, every time it mentions that God, that where when Jacob blessed his children, that they will inherit the land of Israel, he says, "You will get the blessing that my father Isaac received, and his father Abraham received." And which I wanted to pick up on, which is a very interesting and an essential point in the Jewish tradition, and it comes from the Torah, obviously, that the name of something, and people's names are so important, right? Think about the land of Israel. Even the land is called the land of Israel. Israel, as we know, is the Jewish people. They're called the children of Israel. Israel was the name of Jacob. When God changed his name after the famous battle with
The
the angel, right? So he said, "Your name will not be Jacob anymore. Your name will be Israel." And the land is called the land of Israel. And the Jewish people are called the children of Israel.
Israel.
It refers to the Jewish people, not as the Jewish people or the Hebrews. It says in the Torah, it refers to them as the children of Israel. And the land is called Israel. And Israel, the name Israel itself, has such a great significance.
And the people of the God.
People of God. What does the name Israel mean in Hebrew? Israel has God's name in the name, right? It's Yisrael, which
El.
El is the name of God, one of the names of God. So we see how
Power has the name.
right,
And then how the name was chosen before and today is different. We don't we lose the intelligence, the mentality
right,
of the important about the name. And
right,
then today we just put the name and we don't look the mazal of the name
right,
and what that name means for that kid,
right,
because he will be what his name it is,
right. That's what we wanted to get to.
right? So
The name of somebody is so important. If you name a
where he will
child,
be,
right, this is his nature. So
his nature, yes, that's
like
the
like
yes,
the
nature.
name of Jacob, for instance, Jacob was called Jacob because he he grabbed onto the heel of his brother on his way out of his mother's womb. So Jacob, one of the meanings of Jacob is the heel, and there's many interpretations, meanings of the name Jacob. Um,
And
and
we meet him with this name, the like the hill. It's not like a Jacob. Who was Jacob? Oh, Jacob was the guy that uh, born before his brother and got his
grabbed
bill,
him,
grab him.
right?
He grew up. He was young with his think on his life. Oh, who's Jacob? Oh, Jacob was that guy that lived before his brother and got his hill. And then
And then all the 12 tribes, the children of Jacob, they were all given names that was significant, so significant. Each one of them has their name is their
the
personality.
reason.
Like Joseph, in Hebrew, Joseph is Yosef, and Yosef means to add. And Hashem said to Joseph, "You will get an additional blessing over your brothers," and that's one of the reasons he ended up being uh, so powerful. He ended up being the king in Egypt, and he was blessed with like a double blessing. Hashem said, "You will get a double blessing because he and his name is also one of the meaning is Yosef to more. It's to add." Um,
And when we listen, when we heard the woman's, the moms, when they call the babes about the situation that they have. If she suffering a lot for get a kid, he
Right.
calls kid of my suffering
yeah,
or blessing from God. So about the situation that they have, that's they call the
right.
kid. So it's important is how you came, how you born. Oh, I had too much trouble for God, got you. So you are a gift for me. You are like a gift from God.
Right.
So
Yehuda.
Yehuda,
That's
yes,
Yehuda's name. That's a
yeah,
good.
it's gift from God, right?
He was
Like that.
thank you. Yehuda in Hebrew is the thanking God because she didn't have children for many years, and then she got Yehuda, and she said, "Now I thank God, Yehuda, I thank God." And from this word, Yehuda in Hebrew is to be modeh. Yehuda comes from the same root, and modeh to thank. So odeh, modeh is to
Modernity, thank God,
thank
thank you.
God, and that's what we learn from Yehuda as well. That we always thank God everything that we get. We always recognize.
And then what we can make the connection with the days that we are living. We don't have this tradition about the name. We choose the name that we think is nice, that
Right.
everybody
It
are
sounds
looking.
nice.
Oh, the name of the
Oliver or something.
yes, everybody now putting Oliver. So the rich guys, the other rich guys, the other farmer guys put Oliver. So I want to put Oliver also. Oh, if we have a big singer, nice singer or soccer player,
Max. Something.
yes, like some big guys Neymar. Oh, I put my son name Neymar because
But
you know
what's the nature of that name?
you
What does
don't
it mean?
know, you don't know. If you and then if you are taking the name from somebody, you are not taking just the name from that people. You are taking the mazal from that people
You're taking his
energy,
his personality
personality,
and the energy
in the energy, right?
from that
Because you
right.
are looking that people for take his name for put the
Right.
name on your kids.
Right. That's so important.
It's not like you sit.
You want to make sure that your child will have the good personality and a good energy.
You should be a good
He
name.
should be a good person. That the person you
There,
choose the name should be a good person. It should be somebody that's a good personality, somebody that you want your child to look up to, and somebody that he can learn good things, positive things from. You know?
that's amazing. That's amazing, and they'll share one amazing thing.
Yes,
Now,
please.
I love, I love the name Yossi. I love the name Yossi.
Why?
I don't know. I just love. I like the name Yossi. Yossi. and the Yossi that I know came from you. And then if my kid, I can put the name of my kid Yossi, will be nice because I know one Yosef and I know his personality. I know the guy that who are. So if I want to put Yos, the name of my son, I can. It's nice.
That's nice.
It's nice, yes.
Thought about the names. The importance, we see the importance of the name, that the Torah gave such an importance, that the names of the people and the names of the land that the Jewish people were given, the children and the ancestors of Jacob, that the same names that are written in the Torah are the same names that are still called today. For instance, the Torah says that the Jewish people will live in Judah, and they will inherit the land of Jerusalem. And Joseph will inherit the land of Hebron and Shechem. And all the names that the tribes, 12 tribes, the children of Jacob were blessed with, are the same names still today. So in other countries, a lot of the names changed over the last 1,000 years, few hundred years. Most of the countries today don't have the same names for the cities and the countries that they were originally. So you don't have that history. But the Torah put such an emphasis on the names, so we see the importance. Even today, when you go to Israel, you see the land of Judah. We know that that's where Judah lived. And you have the land of Jerusalem, where we know exactly where the temple was and where the Jewish people and King David lived and his home was. And David set up had palaces, and he built the temple in Jerusalem.
Where he buried his wife.
Where he buried
his wife.
His wife, right? So all these names are the same names. They kept the names. And then you have Beersheba, which is Beersheba, where Rachel lived, and Jacob, and Isaac, and Jacob. Rachel is buried in Beersheba. So today, if you go there, you see the same names that are written in the Torah from 3,000, 3,500 years. So this is the significance. It's so important. If the names wouldn't be important and they just changed the names over the history, then you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have that power. When you go back and you see the land, you see this is the place. This is the actual place where Abraham was. This is the place where Jacob was, because this is the same name as written in the Torah, and it's still the same name today. Which, when you go there and you see, this is where the tribes, the 12 tribes lived, and this is where Abraham walked down this street, and Jewish people were David, lived in this area, and this is where his whole family lived. This gives it such a tremendous importance and such a richness that you don't have anywhere. And this is the blessing. The name is the blessing, part of the blessing of the land.
Yes. About the name, I has some parsha, some part that I really love it. It is because before I met the Jewish guys, I I knew I meet God. I called God, like I call God before, like a God of Israel. I call before God of Israel,
Right.
but it's like a name that you usually call your kid. You call your kid every day. Every day, it's a regular name.
Right, my son's name.
It's a regular
Israel.
name.
His
It's a
name is
regular
Israel.
name. But I'm talking. You just talk every time, and
Normal
it's
Israel.
it's normal name. But when I came, when I meet the Jewish guys, this came different. Why? Because I could see how longer God says about this. How long God says
3,000 years.
He promised you, I will be recognized by God of Israel, and you guys will, everybody will meet you, will call you
Israel.
people
Of
of
Israel.
of God,
Right.
people of
Israel.
God,
Right.
of Israel, people of God.
Yeah.
So Jewish guys, it's called until now the same name. It's the people of God. If we forgot, if we lose
The name.
this name, we could be the regular people.
Right.
Nobody will call us, will recognize us, will see us
As the people of God.
of God.
Right. You have that association between
Association.
God and Israel.
And that's the name. It's the name that God called.
He called it.
He
Right.
says.
Right.
And then how longer? 3,000 years? And it's the same three words: God of Israel and people of
People
the
of
God.
Israel. And people
Of
children of Israel.
Yes, children of Israel. So
Yeah.
that's a
That's amazing.
thing that I feel a lot of connection. Yes, because I meet the
You knew
name
this in the
and I
beginning.
start to see how important the name works. How the name, how the power the name it is, and the promise, the power of the promise of God, because He says we're gonna be called like that, and we are. They are on Brazil. They call like that. Hey, look, that the sons of the God. Look, that's how they call.
Really.
And when we are in church and we are pray or talk, hey guys, now it's the time to pray for God of the Israel. And we talk this on church. The God that we are praying, that we are singing, call God of Israel. And the meaning, how God says that we are.
You feel the connection, and you feel the power.
The
in that.
power,
Just
yes,
the power.
yes.
Just the name
It's
alone.
so longer.
You're connected already.
Yes, and we could lose this particular thing if some bad king he could take out,
Take away the name.
yes, the name or something like
You say,
that.
change the name.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we are losing, and maybe God's not like God it is now.
Imagine, think about it. Rome. I mean, so many kingdoms took away and captured Israel, right? And they could have easily changed the name. They
Yes,
could have said, "Hey, from now, this land is not called Israel. It's called some different name. And this city is not called Jerusalem. It's called
change the name,
I
yeah.
don't know, some other name, right? And let's say for the next 1,000 years, everybody knew the name is like not Jerusalem. It's forgot. It's a different name. It's I don't know. It's
Whatever.
gonna be called Pompano, you know, or whatever name of the god of the Roman or the Turks who captured, or the Ottomans, or
The Egypt.
Egypt. But the names, they never changed. They kept the same name that God gave
Yeah.
their land.
Yeah.
They could never change the name.
Babylon, they could. Nabucodonosor, they
Yes.
could change.
Nebuchadnezzar
He was
changed it.
bad.
Yes.
He destroyed the temple. He
destroyed
said,
the whole land.
"I will destroy the temple," but he can't
Couldn't
destroy
change
the name.
Right.
He
destroyed
didn't
the
have
people.
power. He
Right.
didn't have power for change the name. He
Because the
destroyed.
name came from God.
Yeah. See?
See the power of God? He could
Yeah.
destroy the people, he could destroy the temple, but he could not destroy the name.
The
The
name.
name of something is so important. That's the beautiful. So Chaim, good health. And to continue studying and learning, because Mashiach will come soon, and when Mashiach comes, we will be able to study a lot more Torah. We will have time to study, more time and more energy, more focus than we have now, because now we are still caught up in the day-to-day shenanigans, and we lose our focus. But one of the reasons why we want Mashiach, and Mashiach will come, we'll be able to study more. We won't have to focus so much on and our energy on running around and trying to catch another dollar here or some deals. We will be more focused on God and the Torah. So this is why it's so exciting. This time we are in now. We are in the time right before Mashiach is. We are in the time of Mashiach right now. So this is a very exciting time we are living. We are watching and living through the time of Mashiach.
Yes, maybe we have the opportunity on to see the Mashiach on our generation, and we can see the most powerful promise
The kingdom
coming
of
true.
David, and the temple coming back, and the kingdom of David will come back. This is will be the most powerful.
Yes, the promises and will be you. Nobody can see,
No one can imagine.
and nobody can talk. It's false. The God is
Right.
does exist
Right.
because it's
You can see already now that the promise that God said then in the Torah, it's happening now. So you see that the God is real and His promise is kept. But we're going to see even more. One final thing that we wanted to mention is about the final story in this parsha, which is a fascinating story where God tells Moses, go to Egypt and tell the Jewish people that I'm going to bring you out of Egypt. I'm going to take them out of their slavery, and I'm going to bring them back to the land of Israel, the land that I promised to their father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their children, the tribes, and their children will leave Egypt and go back to Israel. And God instructed Moshe, you should be the leader and go and tell the Jewish people this, and then go to the king Pharaoh and tell him that it's time for the Jewish people to leave Egypt and go back to Israel. And when God told this to Moses, we know the story by the burning bush. It's the first time when God met him and told him this instruction. Moses said, "I don't want to do this. This is not for me. I can't. I'm not a leader of the type.
I can speak.
I can't speak." Moshe, we know, had a stutter. He wasn't a speaker. He wasn't. Moses was a powerful person. He split the sea, but he wasn't a great speaker. He had a stutter. He had burnt his lip from the famous story in the palace of the king. And Moses says to God, "No, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I'm not the leader type. Why don't you talk to my brother Aaron? Tell my brother Aaron, he'll do it. Like my older brother, first of all, he's older and he's a speaker. He could go and tell the Jewish people this. He will speak to the king.
Not
Pharaoh,
me.
not me." And God says, no, you're going to be the leader. You're going to be the one to lead the Jewish people. You're going to be the one to go and tell the Jewish people this. And I want you to be the one to approach Pharaoh and show him the signs, the miracles, when he turned the stick into the snake, all the story. But essentially, Hashem keeps on telling Moses, no matter what you tell me, no excuses. You're going to be the leader. And then he says, look, your brother Aaron is coming towards you, and you'll see he is going to be happy for this. He's going to be happy that you're the leader, and he will help you. He'll be your translator. You'll tell him the instruction, and he'll translate for you to the Jewish people. He'll translate your instructions to Pharaoh. But you've got to be the leader. You've got to be the one to initiate. And Moses finally gives in, and he says, "Okay, fine. But I got to have some help here." So God says, "Don't worry. Your brother Aaron is gonna help you. He's coming now, and he will be happy for you." And this is such an important thing. God says, your brother will be happy that you're the leader, that you're the one in charge, even though you're younger and he's older, and he should really get the leadership power. This position, he should get the position because he's older, and he was supposed to be the Kohen. Aaron was a priest, so you would think that he would have this job, and Moses would be like the second. He could be their helper, he could be their translator, but it was the opposite. And nevertheless, Aaron, his brother, was still happy for him. He was genuinely happy. And when he came, he said, you'll do it. You'll be the leader, and I'll translate. No problem. I'll help you. And that's exactly what happened. But the lesson we learn from this is so powerful. And many Midrashim talk about this, that when somebody is successful and somebody gets a blessing or somebody gets a new position, it's so important to be happy for them and to show that we're not jealous, God forbid, but on the contrary, we're happy that they got this maybe a promotion or a new position or got this got a blessing for something special. And this is something that nature, the human nature, this is something that we battle with a lot, and something that we can really learn from this week's Torah, to really be happy, genuinely happy for somebody, family member or a friend or relative, when they get something good and they have a blessing, to be happy for them and to rejoice in their happiness. That is such a powerful attribute that was given to us from the Torah and is part of the Jewish people and the Jewish nation. To be part of the Jewish nation, to be blessed, is to have that secret, we say, secret ingredient to be happy, genuinely happy for people. And sometimes you'll have a friend or a neighbor, they get a new car. They got lucky and they made some money and they got a brand new car. And they got a beautiful car. Easy to be jealous. Oh wow, how did he get this nice car and I don't have this fancy house? Or you know. And then if you think about it, the Torah tells us to be happy, to rejoice in their blessing, and that itself brings blessing to us. We can be happy for our friend or our relative that he was blessed with something. Then this brings us blessing as well.
Because it's looks simple, but I think it's hard. You be happy with the successful from your brother or your neighborhood. I think it's hard because usually you are in the same patamar to your neighborhood. You have the same house, you have the same life because you guys live on the same community.
Right.
And then when some guy go up and you not,
He gets successful.
before you or you not, it's hard you be happy with him. So that's the point. The point is you work on this kind of thing that will make you better people. You can control your sentiments, the things that you feel, because I mean I can't be hypocrite and says that I have a friend and my friend came to me with a new car and I will, oh man, beautiful, nice, I'm so happy for you. The first thing I feel something bad. Wow, really nice car. I can feel something later. I need to control this because I can't make that sentiment bad. That sentiment should be good because it will be good for the guy that are received the thing that I'm talking, the thing that I'm give to him, and then will be good for me also because I will have a good sentiments, a
And
good energy, good
good
feels
energy, and that brings blessing.
for me also.
The two things that I think if you could sum up today's little parsha, is Judah, Yehuda. The name Yehuda means to thank you. Thank you. Yehuda means to thank God. And this is so important, to always thank God for everything that we got in life. And then this point of the brother of Aaron being so happy for his brother, even though he didn't get the job of being the leader and being the one in charge and doing all the things, like being there.
But under
He's
his
gonna be under it, but he was happy, and that those two things together is like magic. If we can follow and learn that, it's like a magic ingredient for life.
you
It
turn the
brings
key.
you turn the
You
key
turn
and it
the
brings
key.
more blessing,
The things
because this
happen.
energy
Yes.
feeds. When
Yes.
you are
Yes.
happy for your friend is happy for you. You know,
He share with
he
you.
share with you this blessing.
Yes. And what you will share with him?
You will share this energy, this
The good energy,
good
right?
energy,
The
and this
happiness.
brings more
Yes.
blessing. So, say something in the final. Yeah? Maybe this thought.
No, it's good.
Just say
It's
something
good,
in
it's good.
Portuguese.
Yeah,
Finish.
I spoke. Ah,
This point about
a
being thank
gente
you and
falando um pouco sobre gratidão, sobre ter gratidão, ter alegria com o sucesso do outro, né? O sucesso do irmão, tanto o irmão de família quanto o irmão de igreja, um vizinho, uma pessoa que você conhece, e que é difícil você ver uma pessoa crescendo na vida, tendo sucesso, e você não, né? E a gente não. É difícil isso, mas é, a energia que você vai compartilhar com aquela pessoa que teve o sucesso é o que vai garantir, é uma das coisas que garante o seu sucesso também. Se você conseguir se alegrar verdadeiramente com o sucesso do seu irmão, né, aquele sucesso também vai vir para você, porque você conseguiu primeiro aceitar, né, que não foi você, foi ele, foi a pessoa, e você está feliz com o que você tem, que Deus te deu, e você consegue se alegrar, né, com a conquista do outro. Então você tá preparado, né? Está se preparando para poder alcançar a sua conquista também, para receber sua conquista também, né? E esperar que uma outra pessoa se alegre com o seu sucesso na hora que você, né, tiver o sucesso.
that was nice. And then we have to finish with the Bitcoin.
The Bitcoin.
Say something.
Bitcoin, we are.
I think that this is a blessing. The fact that God gave in the world something, an idea of Bitcoin, of crypto, is part of the blessing of the end of times. Why I think so? Because you have now an opportunity. Some people that they never had an opportunity to make money, they don't know, or they may not have a good job, or they don't have some way of getting in to be success and to build a wealth. And today God gave a very simple way in the world where anybody who start, he can become wealthy. Hopefully he can make a little money and he can change. You have people, I'm talking people in Brazil, people in South America, in Venezuela. You know what happened? They changed the whole country. That's a miracle. This country was the poor country. It was the worst country, the most dangerous, right? And they changed around like a 180 or 360. They became successful in their way. They became a nation of success. They are doing better. They are more happy. The people are
Yeah.
more safe. They are starting to change their whole system, and this is a blessing.
Yeah.
Nothing happens by chance, and you see this in the world. People who are in India or some far place where they don't have the means, like in America, where you have a good job and you can work hard and you'll make a lot of money and you'll buy a house. They don't have that means, but now God gave a way. Even somebody in India, she can buy some crypto, some Bitcoin, and maybe he will make some money that he never made in his whole life.
Yep.
His whole life,
Yep.
he is 40 years maybe working, and now he make like more money than he made in 30 years. He made in 1 year. So this is a blessing from God. There's no question. And maybe I'm thinking this could be a blessing for the end of time. This is somehow we know that this is not made up, but in the end of time, it says that everybody will be wealthy, and they will have a lot of money in the world. Everybody will have plenty of food. Nobody will starve. It says when Mashiach comes, nobody will starve. There will be no famine. Nobody will be hungry. Everybody will have shelter and food. So this could be what we're seeing. Some of the blessing happening now. Thanks God.
Yeah. For complete what you're talking, it's not the first one, but it's one of the first ones. Um, the first one kind of think that you can put your money and you can make money, but this this thing, the Bitcoin, it came first, on the first time, they came for the regular people before to the rich. So we are talking about the opportunity. Where you find the opportunity to put your money before the rich guys start to put his money.
Never find that.
Never find that. So
Never
that
happened.
never happened. So that's what Bitcoin give to us. This
The
opportunity. We are talking about Bitcoins 1 year, maybe 2 years. We have a video talk about.
Yes.
Right.
We
So
spoke about it.
we spoke about. So what happened? Everyone could buy from $1. You could buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Now on this year, in the last year, the big companies start to buy Bitcoin. So when you guys, when the Bitcoins became more popular, and you guys will start to buy, you guys will start to buy like for high price, because you are buying after the big guys,
Yes.
the rich guys.
Yeah.
And then, but on the beginning, the Bitcoins was made for the poor,
Yeah.
for who listened,
Yes.
for the guy that listened.
Yep.
Because we are talking, we have a lot of guys talking about this for years, and talk about the opportunity. Hey, you have the opportunity to be rich in few years later. Before the rich start to buy, you should buy. Before the banks start to buy, you should buy. So that's what the opportunity that we had by getting before the big whales, the big guys start to get in. So that's a important point that Bitcoin give to us this opportunity, because it will be hard later. It will be hard to buy. It's like gold.
Yeah.
You it's not easy to buy gold.
Right.
It's not easy to save gold in your house, to transport,
Now it's
to
very
sell.
expensive.
It's so expensive.
It
But
became very expensive.
if you buy gold like 2 years,
10
3
years
years,
ago.
10 years ago, right? So that's the
Yeah, I wish
the
I bought
point.
10 years ago.
Wish I heard my friend 7 years ago spoke about Bitcoin.
Right. But it's never too late.
Never too late.
It's never too late.
Yes.
And for people who are starting and they don't have money, this is an opportunity for them.
Because
Even
you can
$1,
get
$10,
$1,
something,
yes, a
they
week.
will be able to at least make help them
Yeah.
in their life.
Yes.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos,
Shabbos. Till next
guys.
time.
Till next
Thank you for
time.
listening.
See you.